So here's something I haven't spoken about in quite a bit, and that's the Acolyte, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about the Acolyte? Well, to be honest with you, I'm talking about the Acolyte because, quite frankly, we finally have the numbers in terms of viewership, and you guys know I love to talk about viewership numbers. I think it's very important for TV shows, movies, and whatnot. I think it's important. Well, apparently, the final numbers for the viewership have finally come out for Ahsoka, thanks to the Nielsen ratings, because God knows Disney's never going to release them themselves. And apparently, the numbers are 41% below Ahsoka and 50% below Andor.
By a considerable margin. And
now, I need you guys to understand what that means, right? like to be 41% under Ahsoka and 50% under Andor, especially Andor, you got to understand these are TV shows that nobody was watching, right? They had to sell off Andor to another streaming service just to be able to try to get any sort of viewership for it. They never did that before up until Andor. Andor was one of the first shows to go out to a completely separate streaming service other than Disney Plus, right? Because they couldn't find their audience. That was their excuse. Well, apparently this particular show is half of that. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, of course, nobody is surprised that the TV show is a massive flop, okay? Nobody's surprised that The Acolyte is a show that not many people wanted to actually see, right? Nobody's surprised by that. The people that did see it, most of them were probably hate watching it, and the rest were the actual shills that had to find any sort of way to talk about this TV show positively in order to maintain their media access. That's really the only two people who were interacting with this show, and the numbers basically prove it. You know, the numbers show that themselves when there's so little interest in this show. Data from Nielsen reveals that the Acolyte's finale viewership was 41% worse than Ahsoka's finale and over 50% less than Andor's finale. Nielsen reported that the Acolyte viewership from the show's finale only hit 335 million minutes watched when it's debuted on July 16th. The show placed 10th on Nielsen's original chart behind The Boys, Cobra Kai, Love Island, Vikings Valhalla, The Bear, Homicide Los Angeles, Evil, Receiver, and Bridgerton. I mean, look at this. Look at this fucking number, bro. This shit is insane. And you also got to keep in mind, too, they track for binge model, too, right? So this 335 million minutes viewed also includes the people who might not have seen the entire show until the last episode came out, and they watched the entire series in one shot, right? So this 335 million, that is everything. Those kind of people, returning viewers, everybody together, and they barely scraped top 10. Of note, the show's episode premiere had 488 million minutes watched, according to Nielsen. This means that total minutes watched between the two episode premiere and the season finale declined over 30%. And remember, Nielsen does not just factor in individuals who watched the finale. It factors in all episodes watched for the entire week. Oh, okay. So again, that's what I just said before. Perfect. That means it factors in individuals who binge watch the entire season. So even the individuals who bring in the entire 8 episodes, the show still had less viewership than the 2-episode premiere. One can only conclude that the show saw people rapidly abandon this show after watching the first or second episode. So the finale brought in way less than the 2-episode premiere, and that is including the fact that the finale had the other 7 episodes to go along with the 8th and final episode. So all those episodes combined still couldn't match the premiere, which was already low enough as it is. I mean, how many L's can you possibly take? It says, in fact, other data points to this being the case. The show fell off Nielsen's charts in its 3rd week when the 4th episode titled Day debuted. As can be seen below, The Acolyte's viewership for the week of June 17th to the 23rd, 2024, was below 298 million minutes watched, which is the minutes watched for the 10th ranked King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch. When comparing the show to more recent Star Wars releases, one can see just how poorly this show performed. You know what's crazy? The fact that you can go up against TV shows like Andor, right? And I know a lot of people out there liked Andor, but at the end of the day, Andor didn't have a fucking audience. No matter how much you might have liked it, almost nobody watched that shit. That's just the truth. The Acolyte is in the same boat. Ahsoka was in the same boat, but Andor was probably one of the worst ones. And for you to get half of what Andor got is very telling. So anyway, it shows just how poorly this performed. As noted by X user, now it's known, the show's finale performed worse than every single live-action Star Wars show released on Disney Plus before it, including Ahsoka, Andor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Book of Boba Fett, and The Mandalorian. Ahsoka's finale back in October 2023 saw its viewership hit 575 million minutes watched. The Acolyte's finale viewership is 41% less than Ahsoka's. Similarly, Andor's finale brought in 674 million minutes watched. The Acolyte's viewership is over 50% less than Andor's. 674 million minutes watched. What a fucking drop, bro. People are not watching this fucking TV show. The only people who are watching this TV show are YouTubers. Like, I really genuinely believe that. Content creators, you know, YouTubers, I really feel like they are shills. That's the only ones who are watching this TV show, man. It seems like a lot of normies are completely checked out, and they didn't even want to bother. You got 50% less than Andor. How can you be that bad? It gets even worse. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets even worse when you compare it to Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett. Obi-Wan Kenobi had 860 million minutes watched for the week of its finale. The Acolyte's viewership is over 60% less than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Similarly, the Book of Boba Fett viewership had 885 million minutes watched. The Acolyte was over 62% less than that particular show. The Mandalorian Season 3 had 1.012 billion minutes watched. The Acolyte performed 66% worse than it. Man, they're just getting out here and making them take L after L after L after L. It is beautiful. As pointed out by Now It's Known, these piss-poor viewership numbers for The Acolyte explain why showrunner Leslie Headland was begging people to watch the show and take part in social media campaigns in order to get a second season greenlit. Now It's Known wrote on X, The Acolyte's Episode 8 finale makes the charts and also explains why its showrunner resorted to begging. Well, they're always going to resort to begging. And the funny thing is, first they're going to tell you if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's normally how they start. And when they realize, oh shit, they're actually not watching it, then they resort to begging, right? How many people can we beg to watch this show? How many people can we bribe to watch this show? It's like Rings of Power when they said, oh, Brazilian viewers, we'll give you free food if you watch Rings of Power. It's like, holy shit, you guys can't even stand on the merit of your work anymore. You can't even get people excited to watch your fucking content anymore. You gotta essentially bribe them to watch your stuff, and it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And then you're going to call yourself creators? Like, you're not doing anything. You're making propaganda. That's what you're making. You're making TV shows and movies that are meant to push a message, hiding under the guise of entertainment. And when you get caught doing that, you then try to beg people and try to bribe people to watch your garbage so that your garbage can keep getting greenlit, right? Because you convinced all these investors that what you're about to make is so stunning and brave and important for the world. And then when you make it and nothing happens money-wise, somebody's going to have to pay the piper, right? Somebody has to pay, and it's not going to be the viewer. It's going to be the ones who made it. So you can beg people to watch your shitty-ass TV show all you want, but ultimately the numbers don't lie, man. Acolyte is 100% a mega flop. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.